according to some press reports, you have £570 million. Is this true?
Those reports are bollocks.
How much do you have?
Loads, but I'm not telling you how much, but it's definitely not 570.
Why won't you tell me?
Because I think it's private.
But you have lots of millions of pounds.
Yeah, I do.
So far, the Harry Potter series has sold 350 million copies in 65 different languages. The conclusion to the series is about to become the fastest-selling book in history. In the first 24 hours, 2.65 million books are bought in the United Kingdom, and 8.3 million books are sold in the United States. That's over 7,000 copies a minute. Jo succumbed to depression.
I'd had a short and really quite catastrophic marriage, and I'm left with this baby, and I've got to get this baby back to Britain, and I've got to rebuild us a life. And adrenaline kept me going through that, and it was only when I came to rest that it hit me what a complete mess I had made of my life. And that hit me quite hard.
We were as skint as you can be without being homeless. In other words, we were existing entirely on benefits. And at that point, I was definitely clinically depressed.
The Chinese have a saying, be careful what you wish for. I wondered how much J.K. Rowling wanted all this fame.
I wished to be published, and I wished more than anything in the world to be a writer. Did I wish there was, but it never occurred to me in a million years, James, that people would search my dustbins, put a long-lens camera on me, on the beach, you know. Never occurred to me that a journalist would bang on the door of one of my oldest friends and offer her money to talk about me. Never occurred to me that my children would be scrutinised to see how spoilt they were because their parent was famous.
Jo locks herself in the Balmoral Hotel, Edinburgh, to work on the crucial final chapters of Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. Jo puts on the page numbers, saves the document, and plays Lily Allen's Smile. It's almost impossible to describe the level of expectation surrounding this one woman as she goes through the final stages towards publication. The process all seems so normal, almost boring. But this is now the most valuable manuscript in publishing history. She takes it in person to her agent Christopher Little in London. The handover is at Heathrow Airport at 10:43 on Friday the 12th of January 2007. The manuscript is taken to Jo's editor. After she's read it, she goes through it page by page, checking that every loose end is tied up. The publishers plan the book launch, and discussions concern how many copies J.K. Rowling will be able to sign.
A signing that will happen at midnight on publication day, but this will be about somewhere between, well, about 2,000 children, for argument's sake.
Jo's agreed to sign for 8 hours.
Yes, she has.
She's never forgotten what it was like to have very little money. So I wanted to take her back to her old flat in Leith, where she finished the very first Harry Potter book, and find out what her life had been like then. It's only a few miles from her main house in Edinburgh, but this is the first time she's been back.
Did you write in here?
Mm-hmm. This is really the room. Well, I finished Philosopher's Stone in here. This is really where I turned my life around. Completely. I mean, my life changed so much in this flat. I feel I really became myself here, in that everything was stripped away. I've made such a mess of things, but that was freeing. So I just thought, well, I want to write. So I write the book. And what is the worst that can happen? It gets turned down by every publisher in Britain, big deal. So, you know, it's really back to the wall time here. My bedroom's a lot, my bedroom, the bedroom is a lot tidier now, God. God, that's much. This was a tip when I lived here. Oh, look, Harry Potter books. Now that is really freaky. And obviously if I'd known that 10 years, well, what was it, 10 years on, I'd come back here with a film crew and there would be my published books in someone else's bookcase in this room. I mean, it's really incredible to me. It really did, I mean, yes.
Brass of both Warner Brothers and Universal Studios have flown over for a meeting with J.K. Rowling. Hollywood comes to her. She doesn't need to go to Hollywood. They're discussing the building of a massive 20-acre Harry Potter theme park in Florida and are seeking her approval.
You know what? Sitting in a room full of people who are trying to impress you, that's when I feel at my most fraudulent. Because I feel like I'm about 13 and they're all grown-ups. And I cover that up quite well, but I often think, why are you all looking at me for? Because for years I was the least important person in the room and I was doodling on my notepad when I should have been taking minutes and actually writing Harry Potter stories.
The howler is floating in space and its mouth is moving, but you can't hear what it's saying.